Welcome everybody to another amazing episode of Lake Buena Visitors Television, LBV TV, on our Tuesday night special where we bring you the Disney magic, the characters, and as you can see, whole other worlds of the Disney parks and fun live into your home. And we're so excited to have so many of you in the chat with us hanging out for a very, like I said, very special, rare, unique, out of this world, literally out of this world episode. We have today a very special guest who's a big fan of Flight of Passage in this room. Let's do lots of blue hearts if you are a fan of Pandora, Avatar, and the Flight of Passage ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Lots of blue hearts, let me know. As you can see, I'm decked out in my blue finest. I got my little Banshee here, Dora, get it? One of our LBV Club chat members, Ram888, came up with a name for her. Well done. I'm a huge fan, as I said. And I'm going to also be able to try to read your chats today. I have a new system. So that way, hopefully, I can answer some of your questions. We always ask you guys to be as interactive as you'd like with our guests, our Disney celebrities, as well as me. And I'll be able to read your chat and see what you're saying as well. So make sure to write any questions as we go along, any comments, anything. And producer Chris, my husband behind the scenes, will put, as you can see right now, your comments on the screen. So we can all enjoy and interact together, because that's what this is all about. Lake Buena Visitors Television is not just a show, it's a community, it's a party, it's a great time. For those of you who are new to our channel, we not only just do our Tuesday night live, we're doing now lives in the parks as well, which have been really fun and crazy. Yesterday, our phone literally blew up due to the heat of the Magic Kingdom. But we got to meet Mickey yesterday, literally in the first 10 minutes. Mickey, Jack Sparrow, Chris, oh yeah, the Evil Stepsisters. It was crazy. It was a party. So you never know who you're going to see on our show, what crazy things we'll be up to. And the week before, we did Epcot live doing a scavenger hunt for Remy through the parks during a tropical storm that literally hit us, and we pushed on, and it was a blast. And literally, because we won the prize at 9 p.m., we were done, and this was it. We got a cup. But what made it so awesome was you guys who are part of the magic, the scavenger hunt, the excitement. So that if you get bored, go check out that amazing episode of craziness from Epcot as well. And we also gave away some t-shirts while we were doing the scavenger hunt and trivia and things of that sort. So congratulations again. I see some of you in the chat, like Kim, who won, and Aliens Wear Green Hats. Some other of you. We're going to do that again because that was fun. Winning some prizes. And you're in for a treat next week, next Tuesday. Like I said, we bring you the magic from Disney, but we'll also bring you the magic in general. And what is more magical than the Wizarding World? That's right. Next week, you guys exclusively are going to see the first designs of our new Harry Potter line. That's right. Masks. You guys are hearing it first, all the exclusives. And we're bringing Luna Lovegood, some other special guests, Dobby, and more from the Wizarding World and Harry Potter. I know, how cool. Are any of you guys in the chat fans of Harry Potter? Let me know. Let's see, I'm going to bring up some of the comments. I see you guys. Awesome. Yes. I know. I'm so excited. Again, we are bringing you all the fandoms, all the excitement, all the different amazing pop culture phenomenons that give us smiles and styles in our day. So I know, Dobby, that's right. I know, crazy, right? I see so many of you really excited. I'm freaking out too because, like I said, lots of celebrity guests. And you never know who's going to show up too. I think it was 3 weeks ago, we had Oogie Boogie, who hopped in on an aerial interview. You never know who's going to stop by, so make sure to hit the notifications button. Follow us on Instagram, because sometimes I give little sneak peeks and hints as to who's coming and what's going to happen. So make sure to stay tuned through our different social media platforms where our moderators will put some links in. And also, for those of you who are new to us, we're also an apparel company. That's how we started. Like I said, bringing smiles and styles to you guys. We wanted to make clothing that was cool for not just inside the parks, but outside the parks for regular day life to wear, whether it be like this to the beach I just wore the other day, or on a date night, or out to whatever it may be, and bringing that magic with you in a cool and very stylish way. So make sure to check us out there too. But let's talk about today's amazing show. All right. I never rode Flight of Passage until 2 weeks ago. I know, that's right. Have any of you guys in the chat, have you ever ridden Flight of Passage? Let me know. I would love to hear if you loved it, what you thought. So the story behind it is I could never get a fast pass. It was 3 years ago. We came back to the United States and we were going to Disney frequently. I always tried for a Flight of Passage, fast pass, no luck. And even with a fast pass, sometimes you're waiting hours. Well, isn't it crazy? It took a pandemic for me to finally ride Flight of Passage. And that is what inspired today's episode with our very special Pandora guests. It was amazing. Chris, do we have video from my first Flight of Passage? Yeah, I cried.
That was the greatest ride I've ever been on. Oh my God. It's 3 years. 3 years. It was amazing. I need tissues. That was incredible. I would totally wait 3 hours for that. I see now why there's lines. Right? I get it.
Yeah, I was like, that is so beautiful. That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And I'm sure everybody saw me getting off the ride very concerned as if something happened to me on the ride. The Banshee attacked me. No, it was so amazing. I was in awe. For those of you who've never ridden it, you're in for quite a treat when you do ride it. It is out of this world beautiful. And to be honest, I see Lucille cried too. Yeah, it is just incredible. And to be honest, I kind of forgot the movie. I didn't, I was a kid when it came out. I think it was almost 10 years ago. I didn't really know or remember the magic to it. I just remember Pandora at Disney's Animal Kingdom was beautiful. I didn't think much of it until I saw the ride. And then I just became obsessed. And I said to producer hubby Chris, we got to do a Pandora episode and bring Pandora celebrities and scientist guests, people to do a whole show because that's never been done before by anybody. So I thought we'll do it first with my LBV club here, you all. Really, really excited. Again, Flight of Passage, incredible ride. We're going to talk about it more later in depth. But it really kind of re-sparked my love of Avatar, and I rewatched the movie, and it was so amazing how much the movie also now relates to what's going on in the real world. And maybe as an adult, I understand a little better, appreciate it more, the beauty of it. But again, the ride is not just thrilling, it's beautiful and magnificent. And now there's finally no lines and you can ride it anytime. But like I said, we'll get into it later. Now, again, all the characters that show up on our Tuesday night show, we make sure to send them treats and goodies and ways to come and join us. And there's patrons that are you guys in the chat that have helped make that possible. So I want to thank Rob Faith, who also had a really cool picture today on his Instagram and tagged us on Instagram. Chris, do you have that? So Rob Faith, I think, found his own Pandora at home. Awesome. I love it. Your plants are amazing, Rob. Thank you. And we have other patrons like Elena Katakawa, Lori Schooley, Mike Scabetta, who donated last week. Thank you so much for doing that. Again, it helps us bring the characters and magic to life. But okay, now let's get to the episode and our guests. Do you guys remember the movie at all? Oh, okay. 2154 is the year. I know, I totally forgot. When we go to Disney's Animal Kingdom Pandora, I don't know if we are, going in the future or what year it is we've been transported, but it starts in the year 2154. And so to get our guests today was super hard because we had to go into the future to get our very special guests. That's right. And all the way a century ahead of time. But for those of you who remember the movie, there's this connection through the trees. like a neural network connecting everybody. Almost think of it like the iCloud, but imagine it holds everything important to you. This connection, especially we all need now more than ever. And using the sacred tree, this connection that they found that is truly a scientific phenomenon in the Avatar Pandora world, we are able to bring you the future today and friends to talk to us about what is going on in Pandora and more. Now, one of our very special guests we're going to start off with is Dr. Ogden's daughter. Who remembers Dr. Ogden from the movie? Oh, somebody wrote Jackie Ogden. Chris, who was that? Oh, that's amazing, Eric Neal. Wow. Okay. You must also have access to the future, Eric. So like I said, my producer husband, Chris, is going to put your comments, even, feel free to just say anything. He's going to post whatever, even if it's not a question. But well done, Eric Neal. Yes. Dr. Jackie Ogden is the one who helped create Flight of Passage for us to experience with the Pandora Conservation Initiative so that we could access the incredible world. We have her daughter today, Naomi Ogden. That's right, from the Pandora Conservation Initiative. And she has 3 PhDs, amazing, over 200 published papers in journals across the globe. But, she's coming to us from the world of 2154. I know, really cool. So we're also going to get insight into what is the future like? What, do we make it from the coronavirus? That's my biggest question. I hear Ryan McDowell, would Chris on the Pandora soccer team go Orlando City? I'm really excited to know what happens. What questions would you want to know from the future? Everybody in the chat, let me know. What would you want to know from somebody from the year 2154? Because it's not just even about Pandora per se. I'm going to ask her about the coronavirus, talk about college debt. I hope that goes. I don't know about you guys, right? What else would you ask, right? If you ask anything, it doesn't have to do about Pandora even. So this is going to be really interesting. I'm going to ask her too about, energy. What happens to the world, to everything? Because again, it's not often we get people from the future. Okay, is everybody excited for tonight? Are you guys ready to hang out and ask to Dr. Jackie Ogden's daughter, Naomi Ogden? You guys ready? I want to see lots of, I like a Dame Dystopia asked, what stock do I need to buy now? That's a great question. We're definitely going to ask her that. What's the winning lotto numbers? It's Joey's World. These are all so good. I love it. Is there a Disney on Pandora? I feel like Disney's eventually going to just go everywhere. Mars, wherever we can go. I agree. Oh, I love it. You guys have awesome questions. I'm so excited. This is going to be so cool. Okay, everybody. All right, Chris, we have to use that neural connection from the sacred tree to bring Dr. Naomi Ogden in. Do you think you can do that whole setup? Okay. All right. Chris has got it. All right, Chris. Let's do this. Let's see if this works. Did it work?
It did. Hi, Maria.
Hello, Dr. Ogden. It is an honor to meet you.
Yes, it's an honor to meet you as well. A blast from the past.
Literally, I know. It's amazing what kind of science you have all been able to discover being on Pandora and utilize for good. And then for this, when I heard that, I saw the movie, of course, that we have in our world explaining Pandora, and about how this neural network with the trees and things of that sort can bring connections of all types together. I thought this would be absolutely incredible.
Exactly. Yeah. And thank you for joining us as we test the new timeline tech for interacting with our friends like you, the Pandora Conservation Initiative. This is incredible. This is actually my first time ever reaching out to 2020. It's been quite a year for you. Is that true? I've only read about it in history books, but it seems like, things are happening on Earth right now that I have so many questions like, how are the forests right now? How are the humans? I bet your forests are so beautiful. I've only seen them here on Pandora. But I know that you only have a little time before the neural connection will die out.
That's true. So we do have only a limited time. It's kind of like how the avatars work. There's only a certain amount of time. But wait, did I hear that right? You're saying we don't have trees?
No, not in this year. And that's one of the reasons actually that we went to Pandora in the first place, in the hopes to protect and conserve it, like your shirt says about the organization. As you know, the trees here are actually extremely special. Yours, of course, on Earth are very special, but on Pandora, they have the ability to help us communicate worldwide and into different timelines. They act like sort of a technology. I heard you explaining to your guests before about how they can transmit. They collect memories and data that stay within the trees for forever. There's no plugs necessary, which is really amazing. And also, have you heard of the Tree of Souls before?
Yes, I know, amazing. And of course, we have on here from your, initiative.
Oh, she is.
We have the seed from the sacred tree, and it's just so special what you guys have that you can access over there in Pandora.
It really is incredible. All the roots are connected, just like an intertwinement, kind of like a city down there.
Well, I mean, I gotta ask, so there's no tree. That's crazy. Everybody in the chat, did you hear that? There's no trees in the future.
No trees. Nope. Isn't that incredible?
All right, well,
and also no fish too. You're running a little low on the supply over there right now.
What?
I know.
Oh my God. You guys, that's really bad. No. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get to that later because I want to find out what happened, why we don't have trees or fish. Maybe I ate them all because I really like fish. But no, that is crazy. Wow. I mean, I guess it makes sense why in 2154 you are, the world, the Earth is trying to occupy other planets or to use the energy of other, worlds to survive. And that makes now more sense in regards to the movie we saw. Rob says no more Christmas. I guess not. Oh, plastic ones. Oh my, that is insane. Oh my God. Well, I know you said that, when the initiative started, you were there to connect and make a difference. And it, just goes to show how important during these, dire times we're there for each other. But I do have to ask before we even get into anything, do we survive the coronavirus?
You do, actually. It's quite a chapter in our history books, in fact. But just make sure that you don't change the timeline of what you're currently trying to do. I know that a lot of people on Earth were wearing masks, social distancing, using lots of sanitizer, coming up with new ways to sanitize things. So keep on that track. Don't change what you're doing, but you need to amplify it. You need to do more of it. Get everyone on track, everyone on the same schedule there, or else you may be in trouble. But as for now, the timeline right now, yes, you do end up surviving.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, everybody just do what you're supposed to do. Everybody be good. We want to make sure we make it all to 2154, but it does sound like we even have to make some changes to maybe get to keep, like Rob said, Christmas trees. So okay, but on a lighter note, since, wow, there's a lot to take in right there. One of my favorite things about Pandora is your animals.
Oh,
I love your animals. I was wondering, again, it's so rare we get to talk to a scientist from the Pandora Conservation Initiative. So I would love it. Would you mind going through some of the animals with us? And I know we have some pictures and, some of the, interesting published works of yours. I, of course, have Dora here, who's a Banshee. And this guy, I think, is like I want to say a viper wolf or like a dire horse or something. Can you tell us a little about them?
I would love to, yes. And you said you had pictures too to show our audience?
We do.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
Ones, well, I don't know, what is this?
Well, okay, so we'll start with telling you just a moment. Oh, well, we see the beautiful dog.
Oh, sorry,
here, but
Chris got excited.
I just wanted to point out.
Wolf.
So Pandora is actually not a world; it is a moon. And so all of the animals here, Pandora is smaller than Earth, but it's a lot older and the center of gravity is a lot lower. And so because of that, the animals here are often able to reach mega sizes, which means they're extra large. And we have thousands of years for these animals to develop into fitting very specific purposes. So one of the creatures here that we've got the dire horse up here on your screen. Let's see. I'll scroll through here.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there he is, dire horse. All right. So this guy is a gray-skinned hexapodal horse-like animal with bioluminescent qualities, which means that he can light up. A lot of the warrior Na'vi ride him while hunting. You may have actually seen him on your flight while in Walt Disney World. Have you seen him before?
Oh yeah. Have you guys, everybody in the chat, have you seen the dire horse when you are in Flight of Passage? It's usually underneath you, like right before you see some of those rhino-looking things. And some of the Na'vi are riding him usually. I know, it's so cool. Let's see, another one I wanted to bring up is, hold on, let's see if I can find them. Okay, how about, you know what? Do you have Chris the Viper Wolf again, or I don't know? I think he's a
there
Thanator.
he is, the Viper Wolf. Yeah.
But
So
I think it might be the Thanator. It's a Viper Wolf. Oh, that guy's scary.
Oh, this one, that's the hammerhead Titanor. Let's see. Oh, Thanator, that is the picture up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, these guys can get a little dangerous if you're not watching where you're going. They do have the ability to bond with different types of species, so you can actually control them or befriend them, form a connection with them, but it is very difficult. They kind of are related to what you have on Earth called wolves. They're a little similar to that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I do remember from the movie that I think she rides this at the end to save her love. So yeah, you guys, I know everybody, isn't it? Thank you, Daniel McBride says he's loving the show. Like, look how cute he is here.
He looks cute there, but he does not look like that in person.
I never noticed the Wishable has a snarl. Hold on, there we go. He has a snarl. He's like, rawr. So I get it now. I bet Chloe would be huge on Pandora. Jennifer Resort TV1, did you hear that? Chloe would be giant. Chloe's this little puppy on Earth. But yeah, no, it's amazing. Of course, the Banshees are the mountain, Banshee. That is
the Ikram.
Called the Ikram, right?
The Ikram, yep. And so is that on your flight too? Have you seen those before?
That's what we ride. So you guys, everybody who's ever ridden Flight of Passage, mine, like I said, is named Dora after Pandora. It's an amazing, incredible experience where you can even feel the Banshee breathing as you ride them in the wings, and it's in the air. I mean, it's magnificent. Have you ever ridden a Banshee, Dr. Ogden?
I have.
Have you ever ridden
No, I.
So we're that special on Earth. Well, let me tell you, you need to do some Disney experiences. I'm telling you.
Look at that picture there.
It's incredible. But now I know that the Ikram has a hunted, I guess, bigger. I'm going to call it a bigger Ikram, but I know it's called, I'm going to butcher the name.
Leonopteryx?
Yes.
Yeah,
there you go.
There he is, the Leonopteryx. Yes, that's his one predator, actually. So he really has to watch out for him in the sky. But some special Na'vi are able to bond with them. So, and there's a picture of one, actually, bonding. That's wonderful. Do you know that their name actually, that usually they're red, and the name translated into English is the winged king lion. So just like your jungles, where the king of the jungle is the lion for you, that is the Leonopteryx is the king of the jungle here on Pandora.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I do remember everybody that's been on the ride, Flight of Passage. Do you guys remember that red thing that comes out? And I kept yelling in the background while I was with Jenna from Resort TV1 and Chris and Dale. I kept yelling, it's coming, it's going to get us. And Chris is like, no, that's not a bad guy. So see, Chris, it can be a bad guy, but a very strong Na'vi can ride him. Mm-hmm. So I know the Na'vi call I call it Toruk. Toruk? Mm-hmm. Yes. And, whoever gets to ride that Leonopteryx is, considered a very special, chief legend in the community to be, revered. And that's, so I don't know, Chris, I kind of want to now try to ride that Leonopteryx. What do you guys think?
You might want to try with just a regular Banshee first, and then work your way up.
That's true. I'm a wild Banshee over here, so I'm kind of like, yeah, bring on the Leonopteryx. Sounds amazing. We have more animals. I have some other weird ones. I call this, guys, the Dumbo of Pandora. Yeah, it's got big ears and it has 6 legs. And if I'm correct, it's called like a hexapod or hexapede.
A hexapede.
So yeah, no. What is it? Dangerous? Is it safe? Is it nice?
Like all animals here on Pandora, he can be dangerous, but he is definitely on the lesser of the danger level for these guys out here.
Understandable. Everybody in the chat, who is your favorite animal so far? Is it the Banshee? Is it the Lenopteryx? Now I know these are hard to type, so like feel free to use the like L for Lenopteryx or B for Banshee. Or I'm kind of liking my little Thanator, scary, cute, snarly one. Chris thinks it's the Viper Wolf. I don't know what Disney made. I can't tell. It's a mix.
That's the Viper Wolf there.
He
looks so cute. I didn't recognize him as a wishable, but I think that's
That's so funny. I know. I do have to say, like, one thing is, on Flight of Passage, you encounter all these amazing animals and moments. I see Disney Ken says Lenopteryx. Maya Cake says Banshee. Joey's World says the only one that can't eat me. I see Hagen Chan says Banshee. Banshee seems to be the number one. Right, Jenna? Doesn't it look like Dumbo? It does. It's like a cute Dumbo.
And there's actually, I know that you have lemurs in your on your Earth right now, right? We actually have blue lemurs over here. So that might be a good companion for someone who is a little spooked of those big mega creatures.
That makes sense. And definitely Dire Horse, I see from Nikki Walker. That would look like I feel like that's safe-ish. I don't know. I don't think they eat people, hopefully. I have some other little cute wishables. They look safe too.
There we go.
I know here on Earth, we're a little, easy with the happier versions of your animals in your kingdom of Pandora. But you guys, obviously you use, as scientists, you study them to obviously help. They have ways of helping, whether it be the ecosystem, whether it be medicine, whether it be, again, that connectivity thing that we're learning about with the trees and the neural network. So I was wondering, since you, obviously know the ecosystem very well and the forest there well, is there something that we should all be looking out for in our next Flight of Passage? What should I do if I encounter any of these crazy animals, things of that sort? Any advice?
The biggest piece of advice I'd have for you is to trust your Banshee. So their instincts are always great. I know sometimes if you see something flying at you, you want to duck away, but stay with your Banshee, and their instincts are always great. So
and they become one with you.
They do, and the Na'vi are also all around you to help. So, but do be careful. A lot of people don't notice them below your flight. Have you noticed that before?
Yes, I do. Everybody, we all see them. That's true. We're paying such attention to everything else. But yeah, we definitely see, just the amazing gorgeousness of, the backdrop. But yes, the people are below us. So I have a question though. Do the Na'vi like us now? Are we okay? We're cool? We good?
We're getting there. There. They like some humans, the humans that are trying to conserve and protect. But then of course, with every species, there are a few bad eggs. So we're trying to warm up to them by showing them that we care. Makes sense.
I think, with any community, it's important to try to see each other. So one of my favorite things, like Rami says, why do I imagine Maria trying to ride the animals at Animal Kingdom? I love animals. I do. So Dr. Ogden, one thing you may not know about me, I'm a huge animal fan of any planet, really. So yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, no, one thing I would love to know is, so from what I studied about the Na'vi, they have a really beautiful saying called "I see you," which is, I'm gonna hopefully not butcher this, guys. It's "Na tika meya," I see you. And it's kind of like their way of saying, I love you, I appreciate you, I acknowledge you, and you're of importance. You're here. We're connected. Again, that concept of connectivity. Yeah, Na Tika Mea, I see you. So for those of you who don't remember the movie, that's very important in the movie. But it's also in general, I thought was a really neat concept that was important in their culture to see each other. And I think right now in 2020, we're disconnected in some ways because we're having to be socially distant. And this is one way we're trying, like our chat here with our amazing Lake Buena visitors are bringing you together, is trying to see each other and to be there for each other. I was wondering if you could tell us the importance of that concept of I see you in the culture and what that means and how that parlays into even ours.
Of course, yeah. Well, you did such a wonderful job explaining it.
I tried. I thought that just meant so much to me, the concept, because I love you is great. I love all our Lake Buena visitors, but I think it's even more important to let our community and our friends, like our LBV family and club, as I call you, I see you. I think that's just as important as loving somebody.
It really is. It really is. I don't know how I can explain it better, really, but
really nailed it. I nailed it.
You nailed it. So everything, everyone, all the species, all the plants, everything is connected. And so by acknowledging that you see it, it is not only acknowledging the visual aspect of looking at something and of course just seeing it with your eyes, but you are knowing what its purpose is there. You're knowing what it's speaking to you, why it has a future there, why you need to work along with inside of it. So it's all just an overall arching bubble for I see you means everything. It's more than just love. So I know that. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Lucille M. Chris, you can put up some of the comments. Lucille M. said, now that we wear masks, it's important now more than ever to say I see you, because it's the only way we can show expression in some social forms. I never even thought of that. Yeah, and Chris, feel free to just keep posting people's comments as we go, because sometimes I can't see you guys. I apologize. But yeah, no, I love that saying. I love that concept. And I think it's almost important to the future of the world, being able to connect to each other, not just through social media per se, but when we do connect through this, truly see each other. And I just love that. I thought that was so cool. And again, I try to get it right. Na Tika Mea.
That's perfect.
Yes. What do you guys think? For those of you, do you guys remember the movie? Because I didn't pay attention to the movie much as a kid. And then it wasn't until I went to Pandora and fell in love with it that I started to pay attention to the culture and the themes in the movie. I just thought, again, it was just so special. Now, let's see. I do want to talk about the ecology of Pandora. Chris, do you have some pictures of like the mountains, the floating mountains?
Those are beautiful.
Any of that Dr. Ogden can tell us about? Okay. Producer Chris is bringing it up.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so there's the sacred tree. So like we said earlier, everything is connected through the trees and Pandora. And so these little seeds can fly around and detect positive energy. If you remember from the movie, they landed on one of the Na'vi men. What was his name again? Let's see.
That's right. He started the whole war, basically.
Yes, he did. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. He didn't study with me, of course. He was a Marine that was brought in quickly, so I never really interacted with him. But they knew that he had positive energy and could have the ability to be able to see the Na'vi, and so the tree kind of showed. I think it's
great too, though, that you made. I mean, it makes sense, a seed to be a part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative logo, because realistically, how growth starts, how conservation, how all of that, it starts from a seed. Oh, Tom Does Disney says Jake Sully. Yes, thank you.
Oh, there we go.
That's right. They go Jake Sully. I don't remember from the movie.
There we go.
But while you were looking at the beautiful picture of the seeds of the sacred tree, I was wondering too if you could tell us a little about the floating mountains. I think they're called the Hallelujah Mountains.
The Hallelujah Mountains.
Bioluminescence, that we see on our screen. Yeah, tell us a little about all of that.
Yeah, so other than the richness of varying colors, the trees all resemble those of Earth. So I know that a lot of what you see there on your screens at home, of course, and in flight, look kind of like earthly trees. So they have trunks, branches, leaves, though they have a difference in gravity. So some of them appear to look a little bit strange to probably a lot of you humans, and the proportions are greater. So you mentioned the Hallelujah Mountains, and those are floating islands. Oh, aren't they so beautiful? So the roots hang below to catch droplets of water, to give these little islands life, and they float in this particular area of Pandora has the lowest amount of gravity, and so they just kind of hover here. If you remember, humans have to wear masks when they go out, because the oxygen level is so low. So if you do come and visit, remember you have to bring a mask, of course. But the trees and the plant life of Pandora have formed an electrochemical connection between their roots, and they act as neurons, creating a moon-wide brain that has achieved, let's see. Oh, Awa. We can bring it to Awa. So again, you showed the seeds of Awa.
Does everybody remember Awa? I know, I just realized I forgot about Awa. Does everybody remember Awa? That is the spiritual god of, the
She is the sacred, they call it their sacred ground.
Yes, Awa. And again, it's just such a beautiful culture that we get to experience going to Pandora when we visit. No, I love that. And, I guess another important thing, speaking of Awa, you guys, everybody that remembers the movie, do you guys remember the issue with the company that went in to go get, is it called unobtainium?
Mm-hmm.
Is it right? Okay.
They're worth millions of dollars. Okay,
is that still an issue? I see Rob Face says, you needed a dictionary to watch Avatar.
You
Ryan
really do.
says, I drive the Banshee E350. I love, you guys, your comments are amazing. For example, is the unobtainium still a problem? Do you guys still have energy issues?
Oh, yes, we do. A lot of them. And I understand that you probably are going through some energy issues right now as well. But there are a lot of ways that you can try and help to kind of change this timeline and shift it so that you can make the earth better in 100 years from now, by doing things like installing solar at your house. Have you have solar panels, I assume, by now? Or maybe, not you in particular, but they are invented, right?
They are invented. I was gonna say, I was
Perfect.
like,
oh no, I know it's a new thing.
Smart. They're expensive, unfortunately. Is in 2020, they're very expensive. And so the hope is maybe in the future they make these options more economical. Like they will.
They will, and electric cars too. I know that you have a few different models out right now, but as time progresses, maybe in the next decade, almost all of your cars will switch to electric. So
really?
That's the track that it's on right now, at least. So continue on your timeline, but
wow. Hey guys. There we go. So, okay. That's amazing. For those of you who are just tuning in, we have Dr. Jackie Ogden's daughter, who's also a doctor and scientist. Oh, that's all right.
I want to show you this here. I collected this poster here about your coral reefs. I'm absolutely fascinated by all the fish.
Wait, because you don't have coral reefs in 2154?
No, and so we were trying to see if we can kind of replicate them and bring them over to Pandora, because I think they're so beautiful. Have you seen these kinds of fish before?
Yeah, oh my God. So for those of you just tuning in, unfortunately in 2154, where Dr. Jackie Ogden's daughter is, coming and connecting with us from, has explained that the future doesn't have trees. We don't have fish. We don't have coral reefs. That's great. And I guess it makes sense why people are expeditioning to Pandora to try to learn, again, the conservation concept. It makes sense. I like Rob faces the Banshee flew by. But no, that's so crazy. Now I will say, I do know everybody in the chat, this is a pretty crazy fact that happened to me. I got mercury poisoning from eating fish, not sushi, just good old fish. Found out one day, they said that I got actual, mercury poisoning from a fish that I guess it's normal because of our pollution that a lot of fish have mercury levels, and the boats are, the metals are coming apart, and the fish ingest them. And so, I mean, I guess we have a lot of work to do before we mess up stuff.
A lot of work.
Avery, the Cuban American, you should tell her about the Great Barrier Reef Hotel. That was a thing for a bit, a floating hotel right above a big coral reef. Do they still have hotels in the future? Yeah, do they have hotels?
They do have hotels, not quite like that, but they do have places where people can be together, yes. And of course, stay on Pandora if you'd like to come and visit. That's a good question.
Yeah, no, feel free to ask any questions, because how many times do we get to talk to somebody from 2154 or living in Pandora? Eric Neal says, the human world, it's a mess. Like Ariel, like Sebastian says, the human world, yeah. I know, it's crazy. So I guess there's a lot of work for us to do. You guys are funny. No, there again, it's so amazing what Pandora has to offer us as humans, and to learn. Are people still, connecting through avatars and things like that? I know for me, we love Flight of Passage as a way to connect, and I'm guessing you use that as part of your conservation initiative.
We do, and yes, absolutely. So actually, they're making plenty of new avatars as we speak right now, so that we can continue to learn more about the different clans that live all over Pandora. There's a beautiful picture actually of Pandora at night. So it looks like kind of something on Earth standards during the day, but at night, almost all of the life on the moon exhibits bioluminescent qualities. So we talked about that a little bit on the horse-like creature that we saw earlier. All of the shades are blue, purple, green, and this is actually why Na'vi have blue skin color, which most likely provides them better camouflage at night on Pandora. So even their skin color has something to do with the beauty that we see at night and with the evolution that they experience on Pandora. Aren't these pictures just beautiful?
Yeah, that makes sense, guys. Did you hear that? So the Pandora Na'vi are blue like this because they are basically camouflaging during the night due to the scary animals we showed you earlier. So for those of you just tuning in, feel free to watch the replay of this to see some of the stuff that we learned from Dr. Ogden about the different animals of Pandora, the ecology and things of that sort. Alien wears green hats. You sure don't need to decorate the trees for Christmas. That's true. It's already lit up.
Already lit up. It's beautiful. And they actually have bioluminescent experiences that you can see on Earth. Have you seen anything that's bioluminescent?
So in the Caribbean islands and things like that, there's these bioluminescent lakes we have where if you push your hand through, it all of a sudden turns colors like that. But the easiest way to see bioluminescence, I will say, is just go to Pandora in our version, the way Disney gets us there. Some people were asking, are there theme parks in Pandora? Does Disney make it in 2154 to Pandora?
I will say that Disney is still doing fine right now, but they do not have any places here on Pandora yet. Okay. I'm sure they have some plans, but our land is so beautiful here as is that it's almost like its own Disneyland just by being here.
That makes sense. No, absolutely. I agree. And I would, I see someone said, is there a hidden code for us to discover on our next trip to Pandora to connect to all of you? Well, I think Flight of Passage is that code, right?
Yep, absolutely. Make sure that you can bond with a Banshee. That's the secret code.
And do you have those hieroglyphics at all? I don't know if we saw on my Instagram. I saw some hieroglyphics in the ride queue, and I was told they meant some things. So you'll have to go visit my Instagram page. Rob Faith asks, does Disney bring the fireworks back by 2154? They do.
Yes, but they're a different kind of firework. So they're made differently than the way that they make them right now. I'll tell you that.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I'm excited. Guys, I would love to see what fireworks look like in 2154. I love this. Since she is from the future, has she already seen this interview? Oh, that's deep.
That is a great question. So, no, I haven't. because everything kind of shifts. So I knew that I was going to be doing this, but I have not seen this interview yet because time can move in just a moment. Have you heard of the butterfly effect before?
Yes, yes.
So let's say I were to do something kind of crazy on here, or more so what you would do on this interview, then it might affect me differently now. It's a very interesting concept.
Oh, that's exactly. Well, I know the fact that, like, for those of you just tuning in, Dr. Ogden is trying out the first ever form of using their sacred tree knowledge and science to create timeline connectivity where they can connect like we are right now. So for those just tuning in, that's what we're getting to do for the first time. They're trying it out. So I know we don't have too much time left with you. Speaking of time, so any of you that have questions, please keep asking because I don't know when it's going to disconnect from you. I mean, this is amazing.
Soon, I think. It's starting to flash.
I know. Is there a flying? So in our time, Dr. Ogden, there's a very special, awesome, cool movie called Back to the Future. And it's amazing. Did you ever see that movie?
I have seen clips, but it's not in very good shape right now. The quality is so low that it's hard to make out the pictures. I think they're working on remastering it, though.
Okay.
So that we can see it a bit clearer on our devices.
Well, I know somebody else in the chat asked if you've ever seen Wall-E.
Actually, we thought that it was a documentary for a while. All my friends and I, when we were watching it, we were wondering, like, is this the future of Earth here? But or what happened to all of our friends there? But I have seen Wall-E. It's pretty frightening. And I think maybe on an alternative timeline, it could be a documentary for Earth. So
okay, we'll be careful. And I see our friend paging Mr. Morrow in here. Nathan is awesome. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. He has amazing videos lately too of these cool homes. Speaking of homes and amazing worlds, he asks, ask her why the scientist in the pre-show for Flight of Passage says so much. He does. Dr. Ogden, it should totally be you doing the cue for Flight of Passage and explaining the whole concept, how it works. Everybody in the chat, do you agree that Dr. Ogden's daughter, Naomi here, would do a way better job?
Oh,
I agree. I know. And she's way cooler. I'm just saying.
Oh, thank you. Maybe when they do a remake, perhaps.
There we go. Yes. I know now that we can change the timeline, maybe all of a sudden.
That's true.
How cool would it be? We all go tomorrow to Flight of Passage, and instead it's Dr. Naomi Ogden. She's like, hello, welcome. Welcome to Flight of Passage. Welcome to the Pandora Conservation Initiative.
There we go. Oh, if I can wear one of your shirts too for filming tomorrow, that'd be wonderful.
That would be cool. How cool would that be, guys? When you go to the Flight of Passage queue in the ride, she's not wearing a lab coat. She's wearing this. That would be quite the shout out, let me tell you. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Tom Does Disney says, yes, please, Naomi. I love it. Everybody loves Dr. Ogden, her daughter. I think you might be more popular now than your mom. Don't tell your mom that.
I won't tell her. I won't tell her.
Cool. I love it. Jenna from Resort TV One says, do you eat cheeseburger pots? I love those.
A what?
I guess, I don't know. Jenna, I've never had a cheeseburger pot. Are they at the Pandora? So
I did read about cheeseburgers before in history books. And we do not have any beef at all. I have never tried that, but I have read about it before. It's really bad. It's bad for your earth. And so I know.
We don't have, you guys, we don't have cows. We don't have fish in the future.
I completely forgot about that. You do have cows, but they're more just on small farms and everything.
Okay, so
they're not to eat.
So Dr. Ogden, Jenna, my BFF, says that they're at this Satoli canteen that is in our Pandora world from Disney. But I'm guessing they probably give it to us because in our timeline in 2020, we still have cows. But wow, you guys, I don't know about you, but we better start taking care of our earth if we want to eat fish and cows and have trees. Rob Faith, put Rob Faith's comment on. Okay. No, where did it go? I missed it. No Christmas trees, no cheeseburgers, time to go.
Sorry, everyone. Hey, this isn't all bad news. It's just showing you what, if you continue down the path that Earth is on right now. But I'm hoping that since I'm talking to you, and I know now that we figured out how to transmit through the trees and continue to keep talking to you in this timeline, hopefully we can continue to encourage and teach you new things. Maybe I can talk to some other scientists so we can share some secrets and help each other out. So the hope is not gone for you. I'm just letting you know right now if that were the case.
So Jenna, Rob, cheeseburgers could still be in our future. It's not gone. Don't worry, not yet, not yet. So yeah, feel free to keep asking questions while we still have Dr. Ogden here. Avery, the Cuban American, wants to know what is the future of transportation. I saw a monorail system he mentioned. What is the future?
So like I mentioned before, pretty soon actually on Earth, you'll start to have a lot of electric cars. So a lot of those will be powered by solar, by wind, using natural resources that are already there for you. Scientists are working on developing new technologies every day, even in 2020 right now, trying to figure out how to utilize those. So transportation, mainly on Pandora, we have these helicopters that use some solar energy. But on Earth, you use electric cars, monorail systems like you were talking about. There are jetpacks, but there was a phase maybe in, 2080 maybe, where everyone had a jetpack and people started crashing into each other because they didn't understand how the roadways work. So they kind of backed off that a little bit. I mean, they're still around, of course, but they're refining them, I think.
So funny. Oh my gosh, you guys, jetpacks. Like oh my God, what was that movie, guys? The Rocketeer?
Not sure I've seen that
That's
one.
amazing. Oh my gosh. No, and I love some people were asking, questions. Will our dream of moving sidewalks happen? Things like that. That's awesome. Will there be, I see the Disney Digest. Chris, I missed it. Sorry, if you can put it up. Oh, what do phones look like? Brianna asked. That's a good question. You guys have phones, or are you using things like this?
We don't. We have things like this, which is what we call our old school technology. It's easier to communicate with your decade. But we actually have certain chips that we wear around our wrists that project light into the air. I actually left mine in the other room. I can't.
Oh, it's a hologram.
They are. You know what a hologram is? Perfect. So it kind of projects in front of you, so you can see. And then, did you know you're not supposed to hold your phone? You have cell phones right now in 2020. You're not supposed to hold them against your faces. Did you know that? I know. So it's okay. We'll have a whole nother video on things like this. But when you talk on your phone, make sure to use a speakerphone, Bluetooth, and don't put your phone too close to your brain, because I know technology in the future will start to kind of evolve into realizing that's probably not such a great idea to have that piece next to your head. So in the future, we will have them away from our bodies a bit more so that we can see.
The future's a mess, guys. I don't know.
That's okay. We'll all figure it out together. We figure things out, right?
Oh, I love it. Gaston67 says, are there flying cars in the future? Well, I know you have the helicopters, which are like flying cars. I saw that. Eric Neal goes, Naomi Ogden will do safety PSAs.
I have so many of them.
I love it. Alien wears green hats. We're all doomed. I saw Louise Cooley donated. She just said, thank you so much, because that helps us bring people like Dr. Naomi Ogden into the past, I guess. That's a crazy thing, my first time saying on a Lake Buena Visitors television night on Tuesdays. How cool and rare and amazing. So, okay, it's all right, guys. It sounds like with the help of Naomi and scientists, and again, the Pandora Conservation Initiative, there's hope for all of us. Now, I saw somebody asking about what stock to buy. I think Lake Buena Visitors, no, I'm just kidding. But I think Pandora Conservation Initiative, obviously making sure that you guys are there to protect the Na'vi, to protect Pandora, because that's basically what you're doing. Can you tell us a little about what you're doing or what the initiative means? From what I remember in the movie, you guys are doing everything from, science, research, but also conserving and things of that sort, which is kind of what we need to do, I guess, on our Earth too, for the things that are special.
Exactly. Let me address that stock issue really quickly. So we were told when we were in kind of timeline class, if you say, when we talked to people from the past like you, to never say things like lottery numbers, winning teams of sports, stock, because it messes with the whole timeline. It messes with our butterfly effect. So if I were to say it here, then so many people would do that, and then it wouldn't work. Do you see that? So,
That's true.
I'm sorry I can't tell you. It'll just be fun to kind of watch in my history books, which you end up choosing. But as far as
we tried.
you did try, that was a valiant effort. So as far as the Pandora conservation, we are doing so many things here. Like you said, we have a big, beautiful area set up. We're learning their language. Of the different Na'vi tribes have different languages. So while one clan speaks, they're similar, kind of like different dialects, how you have accents right now on your planet.
Yeah, it makes sense. Different languages.
Exactly. So the conservation is learning all of their languages so that we are able to efficiently communicate with them, to learn more things. They are, with their bonds that they're able to create with the creatures here, it's on a different level than what us as humans would ever even be able to understand. I know on Flight of Passage, you can feel that Banshee moving with you. And it's like that for them everywhere. With the trees, they place their hand on a tree and they can feel the heartbeat of that tree and feel new leaves growing. And so obviously as humans, we don't quite have that capacity, but we're able to learn from them what it feels like and ways to kind of zen out, if you'd say, to kind of put ourselves in that place. So conserving, of course, is just helping the trees grow, helping the creatures thrive in their environments. And then, oh, there's a beautiful picture. Look at all of that lush greenery. It's so wonderful. And of course, fixing, if you remember in the movie, we had a bit of an issue with the military plowing down certain areas. So right now, the conservative group is really trying to help that greenery regrow in those areas that were demolished, unfortunately.
Yeah, we thank the conservation for doing that, protecting Pandora. I see it's Jill. The Lakers have not won any more championships by the year 2154. Jill, your comments have been awesome. And Dame Dystopia, I see that too. Is Star Wars a reality in 2154? This is a good question. Andy asks, are there any anti-Avatar like people that are anti the Na'vi, anti-Pandora, anti the conservation initiative?
On Earth, there are a lot of people. Yes.
Really?
It's very hard to get over to Pandora, and we have a very rigorous program that's full of people who actually want to study and learn from them. So we don't have any of the anti-avatars living here on Pandora with us, but there are quite a few of them.
Well, I guess it just goes to show no matter what, there's always going to be people on different, sides of things. But it's great that the whole point of the Pandora Conservation Initiative is to connect people. Yes. And at the end of the day, for those of you that are just tuning in, we were talking about the concept of I see you. Let me see if I can pronounce it, what they say right. Natika Maya, I see you. Which is the saying in the Na'vi culture, which is the ultimate way of saying I love you, I appreciate you. And that may be a great way to kind of end our interview with you too.
That's beautiful.
That connecting, whether it be through the future to the past, whether it be connecting to people that you don't know, reaching out when we need it now more than ever. All of you in the chat are part of our Lake Buena Visitors community and club, as I call you, LBV Club. And I love the fact that so many of the people in this chat have actually interacted with each other. They've gotten to know each other. Some of them have even met in the parks with each other or have connected like how we are now through internet and Zoom. Again, it's important to see each other and not necessarily see each other in person, but connect. And that's what it's all about. Dame Dystopia, I love it. I think I may move to Pandora and open a bug spray company. That's a lot of woods. You guys are so awesome. How great are our chat, our LBV club? They're amazing. Do you have any last questions for Naomi, Dr. Naomi Ogden, before she leaves? Because like I said, I know we kept you long, and it looks like your technology works. We tested it for the first time here today.
This is incredible. I'm so excited. We'll have to do this again someday, or maybe you can meet one of my colleagues.
Ooh, that would be so cool. I know we were going to meet some of the Na'vi, but I heard that the coronavirus still lingers even with the vaccine, but you guys have it under control. It's almost like the flu now, where with the vaccine, it comes, it goes, but nobody's people aren't dying the way that we're seeing here in the United States. So, okay, that's a good thing. But part of the reason we were going to have the Navi on, one of our amazing warrior chiefs from the Navi community, but even they have, I guess, the coronavirus. So it's so crazy. So, wow. Again, yeah, now, Brianna, any new diseases in 2154? It sounds like Corona's still an issue, but don't worry, it gets better. It gets better. And Ryan McDowell says, how are the mosquitoes? I bet you guys took care of that by 2154.
Oh, we did. They do not live on here. Nope.
I
We
guess
do
so.
have lots of other, like somebody asked, we do have other diseases that have kind of popped up. But luckily, as the years grow, the science is getting better and we're figuring out how to treat them faster. So luckily, we have teams of people who will get on those pretty quickly.
Well, amazing scientists like you. I mean, that makes sense. And we have to put up Ram88. He said, so he's feeling blue. The poor coronavirus plagued community of Navi. Yet luckily it's not as serious as it is here. So for them, it's just like a cold. It's not too bad, which is good. So that means that there's hope for us in multiple ways. But again, Dr. Ogden, as they say, I see you. And
I see you.
And I tried to learn thank you. Where did I had it written down somewhere in your Navi language. I can't find it. But thank you so much. I'll just say again, Natika Maya. I can't thank you enough. Yes. And we'll have to have you on again when we have the Navi on too. But stay tuned, everybody. And Dr. Ogden, if you're able to intermingle in the chat, you're more than welcome to, if you can get into this timeline still after.
Try and figure it out.
Well, we're going to talk about the ride Flight of Passage, and we have more movies that are going to showcase Pandora coming soon that we have some exclusive news about too. So, I love that. Thank you, Dr. Ogden. Aliens Wear Green Hats says, thank you. Yes, Eric Neal. Yes, so many people. Again, SIVAKO, that's right. SIVAKO is the ultimate saying too for Flight of Passage, when that bravery. SIVAKO, everybody. How about a SIVAKO for Dr. Ogden?
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Ogden.
It was so wonderful speaking with you. Goodbye, Maria.
Yes, thank you so much. SIVAKO.
SIVAKO.
Yes, awesome. Everybody, so in the chat, stay tuned. We are going to have some special news about Flight of Passage. And I also want to hear from you guys in the chat. Have you ever done Flight of Passage and what your experience was like? We started the show off talking about how my passion for Flight of Passage and Pandora started was actually 2 weeks ago. I know, I'm kind of late to the whole bandwagon. The movie came out only when I was very young, so I don't really remember it. And I rode Flight of Passage for the first time 2 weeks ago, and my mind was blown. I was in awe. It was incredible. And I rushed home that night 2 weeks ago, and I designed one of my new favorite shirts, because it usually takes us weeks, almost months, to create the shirts that you see at Lake Buena Visitors in our apparel shop. But I was like, I need this. I need to go back to Animal Kingdom. I need to go back to Pandora and bring my shirt. So we literally made it within a week, which is a huge feat in itself. I was that in awe. Are you guys the same? Did you fall in love? Okay, wait, put Alien Wear Green Hats, her comment about the movie. Okay, I don't know if Chris, can you see it? Alien Wears Green Hats. There you go. Yes. So I felt the same way. So James Cameron, who's done Titanic, Terminator, none of those movies are short. They're really long. There wasn't a short Titanic. There wasn't a short, Terminator. So he is known for really long movies. And I think that is what maybe as a kid especially, I kind of didn't jump into it. And so recently, after I went on Flight of Passage, I rushed home. Like I said, I designed this, and then I watched the movie. And once you get past the first 30 minutes, it really starts to pick up. And then you get into the James Cameron director that's known for action and action sequences and things like that. So I do feel for those of you Yeah, and Rob Faith, James Cameron's not a fan of editing. No, he loves long movies. So there are some people who didn't really get into the movie Avatar because that first 30 minutes, they just couldn't get past it. So I always tell people, if you don't like Avatar at first, you just push through the first 30 minutes. Trust me. Karen Cook says Avatar is amazing. Yeah, I agree. I love the movie. Chris and I rewatched it last night, and all of a sudden it was 2 a.m. I was like, we got to go to bed. Yes, I think James Cameron's an incredible director. And on an exciting note, James Cameron has already filmed Pandora or Avatar 2 and 3, and there's a 4th one. So he's in the middle of the 3rd one, but the 2nd one is already in the can, and they're going to do post-production. How cool is that? I know, so a friend of ours that works in California let us know about it. I had no idea there was even a 2nd Avatar being filmed. I've never seen anything about it. I had no idea, but I guess Disney wanted to continue that legacy. People are so passionate about Flight of Passage that it re-brought up the passion for the movie and for the world. What do you guys think? Yeah, see, Eric Neal says, I saw it in theaters and forgot about it. I did too. Keystone 76, then watching it. Yeah, see, like, Rob Face says 3D IMAX. Chris was saying about the IMAX, which interestingly enough is kind of what the concept of the ride Flight of Passage is, where you are engulfed, in a bubble, and you are in the world. Chris, do we have some video from the ride? Anything from we have the Navi ride? Yeah. Well, again, it's, I guess nothing from the IMAX or anything like that, or when we walk in the queue at the Pandora. Yeah, so again, the IMAX experience is sort of like how the Navi ride is, for Flight of Passage, where you're encased. So you really get that feel. And I think that's what James Cameron was trying to do. I would love to be able to re-see it in IMAX, but I know that's not going to happen with the coronavirus. But, again, everything about the ride brings out the movie as well. LBV, that's Chris. Look what Chris just wrote, guys. That would be a very bad movie. Just be like, hello, hi Dora, hi Ava, Pandora, Avatar, get it? So yeah, no, I have to say one trick for the ride. I'll show you a little bit of the ride queue in a second. But one trick we learn when you do get to go to Flight of Passage is ask for level C or D. And they will do it for you. And then you're literally immersed. It's kind of like soaring where you get like a sweet spot. So ask for C or D in the ride. Let's show a little bit of the ride queue, Chris. Yeah.
Chris, we're here to help conserve Pandora. We're Pandora conservationists. Part of the initiative.
This is so cool. I love the queue. I mean, I know Fast Pass is great, but this is just so amazing to see.
Oh, I hear animals. So we're here in the laboratory. Ooh.
I think it is. Is it water?
That looks scary. I don't know what that is, but that looks like a bad idea.
Without the line, you can see all this cool stuff. I don't know, that looks kind of scary. I think we've learned our lesson with the coronavirus. Let's steer clear of that, Chris.
So again, another way to help tell that story about how it works. So we'll that's what caught my eye to make our shirt.
We call it a Banshee. The way you're going to do this is by being matched to something called an avatar. They're created by blending human DNA and Navi DNA. Once we match you to an avatar, thanks to a special link chair, your mind will be able to control that avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team.
SIVAKO, rise to the
SIVAKO.
challenge.
We're ready.
Good luck.
That was Naomi's mom at the end. She was like, SIVAKO. She'd be very proud of her daughter. What do you guys think? And yes, I saw Tom Does Disney. Yeah, we were on the ride at the same time, totally by accident, and that was awesome. So cool. I think he's in the background of that last little bit, if you go rewind. So I'm glad to see you in the chat. Make sure to subscribe to Tom Does Disney and other friends. And Jenna from Resort TV1, you can see her in the beginning of the video there too as well. That was who I got to ride for the first time, Flight of Passage with. It was amazing. Jenna, do you remember me crying? And I was really embarrassed. It was... yeah, but I think it was warranted. I think the crying was warranted. It was incredible. So again, there's so many details in the queue that are just phenomenal. And supposedly the Pandora 2, or I guess Avatar 2 movie is going to focus on Pandora. It's not going to be as much about, you know, Earth versus Pandora as it was in the past movie. It's going to be really all about, yeah, it's going to be Maria and Wishful. No, it's going to be about these guys. It's going to be the world of Pandora that we see in Animal Kingdom. So I'm really excited because supposedly the Pandora Conservation Initiative is a very important integral part to Avatar 2 and Avatar 3. So I'm really excited. Those of you in the chat, are you fans of the queue? I remember when I saw the weird virus thing in the queue, I was like, see, they knew ahead of time. I know it's an incredible. Hi, Michael, Disney Dad 98. Hi, yes, I see a lot of you people jumping into the chat now. For those of you that missed what happened earlier, we had Dr. Jackie Ogden's daughter, who is a scientist from the future, telling us all about Pandora and the amazing characters. So no, I do love Flight of Passage, and I mean, again, it's amazing to be able to experience this incredible world. I do wish that they had the park open later so that you could enjoy the bioluminescence again. But there are some neat little areas. Chris, do you have some of the pictures we had from our experience? There's a new wall that is like the organic Pandora wall. I know, so we hung out there, and that's not photoshopped, by the way. It's that bright and cool. So again, there's all these little hidden gems and little corners and sections. So again, there's still plenty of stuff to do in the daytime in Animal Kingdom and Pandora. I see Dame Dystopia has a tip. If you have a child that has motion sickness, put on C-bands an hour before you ride. They help very much. That's amazing. We had Dale, who got seasickness. Sorry, Dale, throwing you under the bus. Dale got motion sickness and didn't feel good. So Dale, look, we can get you C-bands. But no, again, I love getting information from our chat because it helps, again, other people visiting the parks to get ideas and things of that sort. When we did our Epcot scavenger hunt 2 weeks ago, a bunch of you, I think Kim Stallworthy was one that had all these cool hidden Mickey information that she was telling the chat. And amazing. We got to see the coolest things in Epcot. If you're bored, go rewatch some of that. Really awesome. So again, we love all of you in the chat being involved, letting us know all the cool background and information to some of the rides or some of the park cool bits that we may not know. You spread the magic that way with us. So yeah, and a really, really good idea. Yeah, Jenna says we know how to fix it next time. Thank you. I made poor Jenna ride the ride 3-4 times that day. I was like, we gotta keep going. And then poor Dale, I think, sat in the corner where the Pandora wall was that you just saw. Sorry. So we got married. Anthony Tang says, congratulations. That's awesome. So yeah, no, again, it's great to have information from you guys. Now, for those of you who love Flight of Passage as much as I do, were you a huge fan the first time? Were you like me, where you were blown away? Or were you like, or did it take a couple times? Did you wait hours to see it? I would love to know your experience. Because during the pandemic now, there's no lines. Literally, we just walk on over and over again, which I know is unheard of. And I'm sure there's many people that are like, you know how many hours I spent in that line, Maria? What was your experience like? I would love to know. I see Andre says that oh, hi from Chile. That's awesome. He puts them on his daughter. That's really good to know. So, again, everybody help me see. Anna Butler says, I was truly blown away the first time. All right, so you're like me. Kim Stallworthy says, mine was blown. Lucille says, first time, loved it. Totally. I see Ronnie, the Po Boy's mom, blown away. Eric Neal, totally. Again, I think the common word I'm seeing is blown away. Okay. So, all right. So I wasn't alone where I was just in awe Chris can attest, I've never ran home from the parks and designed something for 7 hours straight. Literally, I just stayed up all night. And I was like, I got to come up with the perfect blues and hues and how we're going to do the tie-dye to feel like you are in the world of Avatar. Karen Cook says, I love Flight of Passage from the first time in 2017. Make It Blue says they waited 4.5 hours. Isn't it incredible? Game Dystopia also, this is great. Now, again, helping these bands go on the wrist, and they help even when driving. Now, this is great. Oh, thank you, Adventures with Mav, who says you designed it perfectly. And Andrew G says they love the shirt. Thank you so much. Lucille M says she was so excited saying SIVAKO. I did that too. Chris, how many times I just go SIVAKO? I still do that when we get home. And today I did it, an hour ago before the show. SIVAKO. So yeah, I feel you. It's such a rush to the ride. The feeling you get after Pandora is why I like it more than Rise of the Resistance. Ooh, so that's a great segue, guys. Rise of the Resistance or Flight of Passage. What do you guys like better? Now, while you're thinking, and I'm writing in the chat your answer to this question, I have to go with Flight of Passage, even though I'm a huge Star Wars fan, as you can tell by our store with all the Star Wars merchandise that we've designed. I think Rise of the Resistance, you feel like you're in the movie. It's amazing, and I love Star Wars, so it's incredible. But I wasn't a fan of Avatar, or at least I didn't remember it. I was a kid. I didn't think of those, anything, the animals. I had no idea what these were. And then to go on Flight of Passage and fall in love with a ride that I had no connection to the movie was incredible. That's so hard to do, but I feel like only Disney could do that. But I see some people say, Eric Neal says Rise of the Resistance. I think Tom Does Disney also said Rise of the Resistance. Again, I also rode Rise of the Resistance for the first time last week, right, Chris, with Jenna and Dale. It was incredible. You literally are in the movie. It is phenomenal. And I cried again. So it did get struck by lightning. I sent that video to my girlfriend Jenna. So hopefully it works in the future. But yes, Flight of Passage does break down much less. Hey, Corey Meets World, another awesome channel and great friend of ours. Please go subscribe to them. He is so much fun in the parks. He is a blast no matter where he goes. SeaWorld, you name it. Funnest time. We have amazing friends. So, we're talking about, Corey, let us know if you like Rise of the Resistance better or Flight of Passage. So Ryan McDowell makes another good point. Oh, I see. Yes, right. It's an experience. I agree. That's a good point, Karen Cook. Well said. And I saw Ryan McDowell says Rise of Resistance. Oh, I lost it, but he had a good point. There we go. Oh, and I love your avatar. See what I did there? We love the Muppets, as you can tell. Also by our store. Rise of the Resistance makes you say, wow. Flight of Passage makes you speechless. Yes, I get that too. Both of them I cried. It's amazing. Make It Blue says she likes the original soaring over California. That makes sense. There is that sensory issue that is a problem for some people. And I do agree, sometimes even for me, if I'm not feeling great, I like soaring. It's more easy to handle as well. But again, it gives you that feeling of being in another world or another city, another country, things of that sort. Yeah, no, again, I agree. It's hit or miss. I think both of them are amazing. And if you get a chance, definitely do Rise of the Resistance. It was my first time. It was incredible. Oh my, I wore our shirt and I was like, oh, I'm a stormtrooper. Right. But I do feel like when I'm fighting, I always feel more immersed in the moment. Yes, Corey, I do feel like I'm on that Banshee and I'm like, woo. I know, best time ever, no matter kind of what you do. And I think Disney's amazing at immersing you in a world that it's not just a ride. I think that's so special that, you know, a lot of other places can't do as well. Even Universal. You know, I love Universal. I love Wizarding World. But there's just something about Disney brings you in and you feel like you're literally there. Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, so Jenna's with me. I know I have to say Rise of the Resistance is second right now. Maybe gotta do it a couple more times. Let's see. Oh, Karen Cook says, Donna, do you want to ride them? Yeah, Donna, I want to ride them with me. I love that. We have so many awesome friends in the chat in here. Thank you guys so much. You guys are a blast. It is a party in here always at Lake Winter Visitors Television, LBV TV, whether it's a Tuesday night, any day, we're doing something fun and crazy. Like I said, last week, we did Epcot scavenger hunt in a hurricane, tropical storm. It was crazy and awesome, and you guys were so much fun helping us find Remy and all the hidden Mickeys and all these cool hidden gems around the park. I even snuck into Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robin's room, and so much cool things we all do together. Yes, Rob Faith, hashtag always a party. That should be our new slogan. I love it. That's right. And even yesterday at Magic Kingdom doing our character hunt and then the phone blowing up at the end. Literally, we went to T-Mobile and got a new phone today. It's so much a party. There's fireworks in our phone, even when Disney doesn't have fireworks. Oh, thank you, Ryan McDowell. It's always a fun time. And next Tuesday, like I said, although we do Disney fun, next Tuesday, you guys here. That's right. Nobody on Instagram knows. Nobody in our store knows. Nobody that's signed up for the newsletter, lbvclub.com knows. Oh, that's right. Hint, hint, guys. lbvclub.com. Discount code. But nobody knows except you guys watching that next week we are launching our Harry Potter line, as well as having all amazing celebrities from the Wizarding World. Luna Lovegood, Dobby, he who shall not be named, right? I shouldn't say his name, right, Chris? That's a no-no. No? Yeah? Lord, no? No, shouldn't? No? Okay. I won't say his name. But all amazing characters from the Wizard. We're going all out. So you're in for quite the treat. So have your questions ready for our amazing characters from Harry Potter and the Wizarding World. So excited. Love, love, love the Wizarding World. And make sure to hit the notifications button because we're going to go live in the parks when we can and do some other special activities like we did the character hunt and we did the scavenger hunt. And we're going to give away more shirts again. That was so fun. I see some of the winners in the room tonight. I love that. I love, again, you guys are part of our family, our club, our community. And like Rob Bates said, hashtag always a party. Again, you guys make every Tuesday night and anytime we go live magical and extra, extra special. And before we head out, just again, a big thank you is LB. Oh, that's Chris again. It says, is next a duck hunt? Do you guys love that I get tricked by the comments and I'm like, who wrote it's a duck hunt? And it's my husband. Yeah. He's laughing in the background. It's a duck hunt. See, look. That's what we won. That's what we won from our scavenger hunt. Yay, Alyssa, I'm glad to hear. Anybody in the chat, do you guys love Harry Potter? I didn't get into Harry Potter. Also, same concept, I think. I was young when the movies came out. I didn't read the books yet. And it took a pandemic. I read the books and the movie, and I was like, again, in awe, in love. And as you can tell from my Instagram and from Jenna and our adventures, we like live at the Wizarding World when we're not at Disney. Ooh, Brian McDowell, did you watch yesterday's Magic Kingdom live where we actually hung out with Jack Sparrow? It was so cool. He was amazing, and he also even told us some hints how to find treasure. So again, if you are coming late to the chat and the show, don't worry, watch the replay. We make a point to make all the content, as I call it, evergreen. So no matter when you watch it, it's fun, it's different, it's unique, it's entertaining. It's not like anything else out there. So give a shout out to any of the other old episodes, like the amazing one with Crush. who does a whole turtle talk, or Gusteau, who teaches us how to cook, or even Abe Lincoln from the Hall of Presidents. We have a ton of awesome older episodes, and we'll bring some of those guests back. So let us know whenever you get a chance on Instagram and our comments here, any other guests you want to see or see again that you loved, any Disney celebrities, any themes, and of course, ask us any questions, and our characters who come on the show, check the comments and we'll answer your questions. So I have a feeling that Dr. Jackie Ogden's daughter, Naomi, will go into the comments, and so you can ask her anything you want. And we have a link also to connect with Naomi on here as well. So please make sure to check out our friends, also our moderators and amazing friends who make our channel possible, like Brandy and Dave. Subscribe to their channel. It's Joey's World, Mickey's Magic. Meg, I saw her in here as well earlier. Donna Jaworski's doing amazing cooking. Make sure to check out her channel. Magical News Live, Nick, another amazing friend of ours. Of course, my BFF, Jennifer from Resort TV 1. I know they're going live and doing some fun stuff. So make sure to check this week, all week. You're in for some special treats. And they did an awesome Hollywood Studios vlog all the past couple of days. Amazing. So yes, make sure to check out our incredible friends and please put your links in there. We love them. And again, wouldn't be possible to bring you the magic without them and also without you guys. You guys make these nights extra special and extra magical. We love, love, love getting to hang out with you on Tuesday nights, and we'll be hanging out more during the week. So again, subscribe, hit the notifications button, tell your friends, because we want to make sure that our community is a giant, fun, fantastical world of magic. And again, you guys spread the magic. Thank you guys so much for an awesome time. We will see you next week with some amazing Wizarding World fun. I already seen in the comments some awesome ideas, so we'll go look back at your comments. I saw Tomater would be cool from Brianna. Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Kim Stallworthy, for the nice, sweet compliment. Yes, no, we appreciate it. Every episode, I don't know if you guys noticed, I try to do something fun with my hair. I don't know, it's a little thing, just something entertaining. Oh, Dale, thank you so much. He likes Chris, because Chris is the coolest. I joke that Chris would be the tallest person to be normal looking on Pandora, with the Navi being, 6 feet, 7 feet tall. Thank you guys so much for another amazing night of fun. You guys are the best. And make sure, again, see old episodes, because they are a blast and our characters are amazing, whether they're coming from the future or the present. And again, we have some amazing guests other than Harry Potter coming up, of course, because Halloween's coming. Yes, you'll see. So make sure to follow us on Instagram too, and I'll give you some sneak peeks. As I say every episode, and I end it, because we're from Mickey's backyard, or I guess today, Pandora, I say, see ya real soon. Bye, guys.
That was the greatest ride I've ever been on. Oh my god. It's 3 years. 3 years. It was amazing. I need tissues. That was incredible. I would totally wait 3 hours for that. I see now why there's lines. I